Listen closely. If this message has found its way to you, it wasn't by some algorithm, and it certainly wasn't by chance. It's a divine appointment, an urgent message from the cosmos specifically for you. Don't just swipe it away. Don't minimize this window. What I'm about to share isn't just important. It's a spiritual survival guide, your lifeline for the next 24 to 48 hours. This is for all the chosen ones, every soul who's felt that inner stirring, everyone who's looked up at the sky and felt deep down that something huge is about to happen. This is your final briefing. From the evening of October 16th through the 19th in 2025, our reality is being pulled through the eye of a cosmic needle. This isn't just another full moon, folks, and it's not just a planetary alignment that astrologers will casually mention. This is a moon portal, one so rare and energetically potent that it's been prophesied in ancient esoteric texts as a kind of cosmic sieve, a filter. It's a time when the veil between worlds becomes so thin that intentions, actions, even stray thoughts can manifest into physical reality with terrifying speed. The next 3 to 4 days, they're not going to be normal. We're talking about a hyperdimensional passage, a karmic pressure test, and there are definitely rules of engagement. What you do, and even more importantly, what you don't do during this short period, will set the course for your life, your timeline for months, maybe even years to come. So please stick with me here. We're going to go over the 8 things you absolutely must avoid to navigate this portal, not just safely but powerfully. This is a warning, yes, but it's also an empowerment. You were chosen for this time because your soul is strong enough to handle this intense frequency shift. But even the strongest warrior needs to know where the traps are hidden. Right before we even get into the first of these 8 avoidance protocols, you need to understand the unseen forces at play. The average person will wake up on October 16th and just feel a little more emotional, maybe a little more tired. They might blame it on a bad night's sleep or some stress at work, totally oblivious to the quantum storm raging all around them. But you're not average. You've been feeling the build-up to this for weeks. That constant ringing in your ears that isn't tinnitus, those sudden overwhelming waves of emotion, both ecstatic joy and deep sadness that seem to come out of nowhere, the dreams that have become so vivid, so symbolic, they feel more real than your waking life. Waking up between 3 and 4 a.m., night after night, feeling a sense of electric anticipation or dread coursing through you. These aren't random symptoms, people. This is your spiritual nervous system calibrating, getting ready for the incoming tidal wave of 5D energy. This moon portal is a confluence of several cosmic events. The moon itself is reaching its peak in a highly charged area of the sky, acting like a huge cosmic amplifier. But at the same time, its light is passing through a rare alignment with Saturn and Mars, creating a paradoxical energy field. Saturn, the great karmic teacher, is demanding a final accounting of old debts and patterns. It's bringing everything you've tried to bury to the surface for you to review. Mars, the planet of action and aggression, is supercharging every impulse, every desire, every fear, pushing you to do something about it. This combination is incredibly volatile. It's like trying to perform delicate surgery in the middle of a lightning storm. This portal is going to act like a magnifying glass for your inner world. Every unresolved trauma, every hidden fear, every shadow aspect of your being will be amplified 1,000-fold, begging for your attention. It's a purification by fire. But fire, as we all know, can either cleanse and forge, or it can completely destroy. The purpose of this portal, this cosmic sieve, is to filter souls, to separate those who can stay centered, maintain their frequency, and operate from a place of conscious awareness, from those who are still slaves to their unhealed wounds, their reactive patterns. To get through this, you need to become the eye of the storm. The energies are already building. You might be noticing synchronicities happening faster and faster, seeing repeating numbers like 1111444777 everywhere you look. You might think of an old friend you haven't talked to in 10 years, and then they call you an hour later. These aren't coincidences. This is the universe showing you just how thin the veil is getting. The time between thought and manifestation is disappearing. That's the main reason for this warning. In our normal 3D reality, there's a time delay. You can have a negative thought, and it takes time and repeated energy to make it real in your life. But inside this portal from October 16th to the 19th, that delay is practically gone. Your thoughts, your words, your emotional state are the direct command prompts for your reality. You're wielding the power of a master manifester, whether you're ready for it or not. That's why awareness is your only shield and your greatest weapon. You have to become a vigilant gatekeeper of your own mind, your own heart, and your own energetic field. Many people are going to get swept away by the collective emotional currents. You'll see it in the news, on social media, even in your own community. People will be more reactive, more agitated, more likely to start conflicts. The collective shadow is being purged, and it's not going to be pretty. Your job is not to get caught in that undertow. Your job is to hold the light, to maintain your sovereignty, and to follow these spiritual guidelines. To make sure you come out on the other side of this gateway, cleansed, upgraded, and in alignment with your highest possible timeline. This is the moment your soul has been training for over lifetimes. Don't take it lightly. If you feel this resonating in your soul, if these words are echoing a truth you already feel deep inside, I want you to pause and anchor this intention. Go to the comments and type "I am ready 999" to lock in your alignment with this protective frequency and signal to the universe that you're consciously engaging with this powerful cosmic event. Now let's start with the first and maybe one of the most critical things you need to avoid. Avoidance protocol number 1. You absolutely must avoid making any irreversible, emotion-driven decisions. This is non-negotiable. Like I said, the combined forces of the full moon, Mars and Saturn, are going to create a tidal wave of intense emotion inside you. You're going to feel things with a depth and rawness that might shock you. Old wounds you thought were healed are going to feel fresh and raw again. Hidden anger, grief, or frustration will bubble to the surface, demanding to be released. That Martian energy will scream at you to act on these feelings, to send that scathing email, to make that angry phone call, to quit your job in a blaze of glory, to end that relationship with a dramatic slam of the door. You have to resist this urge with every fiber of your being. Understand that the emotions you're feeling during this portal are amplified and distorted. They're not a clear signal from your intuition. They're raw, unprocessed, energetic data being churned up by the cosmic storm. Making a permanent, life-altering decision based on this temporary volatile state is like letting a hurricane steer your life ship. You're going to crash. Decisions made under this influence are energetically imprinted with chaos, and they'll create karmic knots that'll take you years to untangle. You risk locking yourself into a lower vibrational timeline born out of a momentary portal-induced emotional fever. So what do? You practice the sacred pause. When a powerful emotion comes up, witness it, don't become it. Acknowledge it. Say, "I see you anger, I feel you grief," but don't hand it the keys to your life. You have to make a sacred vow to yourself. I will make no binding decisions. I will have no life-altering conversations. I will not sign any contracts, and I will not burn any bridges between October 16th and October 19th. Write your feelings down in a journal. Scream into a pillow. Go for a run. Move the energy through your body, but don't let it make your choices for you. Wait until the 20th or 21st, when the portal's energy has calmed down. Then you can look at the situation again with a clear head and a stable heart. The issue will still be there if it's real, but you'll approach it from a place of sovereignty, not reaction. This leads directly into the second critical protocol. Avoidance protocol number 2. You must avoid engaging with low-frequency people, media, and environments. Your energetic field, your aura, is your first line of defense. During this portal, your aura will become incredibly sensitive and permeable. The thinning of the veil means you'll be absorbing the energy of everything and everyone around you with unprecedented ease. You have to become a masterful curator of your energetic diet. Engaging with low-frequency inputs is like knowingly swallowing poison. This includes the mainstream news, which will be broadcasting fear and division non-stop. It includes celebrity gossip and drama-fueled social media accounts that thrive on judgment and negativity. And most importantly, it includes the energy vampires in your own life. You know who they are. The friend who only calls to complain. The family member who constantly criticizes you. The co-worker who lives for office politics and gossip. Normally, you might have enough energetic shielding to handle these interactions in small doses. But not now. In this portal, a 5-minute conversation with a deeply negative person can drain your life force for the entire day, leaving you open to psychic attack and emotional contagion. You have to lovingly but firmly create a sacred bubble of solitude around yourself. This isn't selfish. It's essential spiritual hygiene. Decline invitations that you feel a heavy no to in your gut. Let calls from certain people go to voicemail. Mute keywords and toxic accounts on your social media. Unplug from the 24/7 news cycle. Instead, immerse yourself in high-frequency inputs. Listen to uplifting music, spiritual podcasts, or guided meditations. Read inspiring books. Spend time in nature, letting the resonant frequency of the earth cleanse and ground your energy field. Protect your peace with the fierceness of a mother protecting her child. Because in this portal, your peace is your power. It's the very currency that will allow you to buy passage to a higher timeline. Don't give it away cheaply. This conscious disengagement is your shield, letting the chaotic arrows of the collective fly past you without piercing your sacred space. So we've laid the groundwork for navigating this incredible celestial gateway. We've secured the perimeter of our lives by promising to make no rash decisions and by creating a sacred space free from the contamination of low-frequency energies. These first 2 steps are crucial. They're like battening down the hatches and sealing the windows of your spiritual home before the hurricane hits. But now, we have to turn our attention inward because the most intense parts of this storm aren't going to be external, they're going to be internal. This portal's main purpose is a deep, cellular-level recalibration, and the battleground for this upgrade is your own being. The next protocols require an even deeper level of self-awareness and discipline. They have to do with the subtle energies that flow through you and from you. Getting these wrong can be even worse than the external mistakes because they poison the well from within. So take another deep, grounding breath. Feel your connection to the earth beneath you, the only true anchor in this cosmic sea. We're now moving into the inner sanctum of your temple. Avoidance protocol number 3. You absolutely must avoid ignoring the signals of your physical body. Your body isn't a dense, unintelligent vehicle that just carts your soul around. It's a highly advanced crystalline biocomputer, a sacred instrument of unimaginable sensitivity. In this heightened energetic environment, your body becomes the main antenna for picking up and understanding the galactic frequencies being broadcast. It's the canary in the coal mine, the barometer for the spiritual weather, and it's going to be talking to you loudly and clearly in a language you might not be used to. To ignore its messages now is like ignoring the ship's most important warning systems in the middle of the storm. Many of you who see yourselves as chosen ones are deeply empathic and psychically attuned, often living more in the higher chakras, in your mind, your intuition, your connection to spirit. But this portal demands that you really come into your body. The upgrades aren't just for your light body, they're meant to be anchored into your physical form, into your very DNA. So you have to listen to it with a reverence you've never had before. Be ready for a flood of unusual physical sensations. You might experience sudden phantom aches and pains that have no medical explanation. Pay attention to where they are. A sudden ache in your left shoulder. You might be carrying unresolved emotional baggage related to the feminine or the past. Pain in your lower back, fears about survival and financial security are being triggered to be released. Avoidance protocol number 1. You absolutely must avoid making any irreversible, emotion-driven decisions. This is non-negotiable. Like I said, the combined forces of the full moon, Mars and Saturn are going to create a tidal wave of intense emotion inside you. You're going to feel things with a depth and rawness that might shock you. Old wounds you thought were healed are going to feel fresh and raw again. It'll feel like a gravitational pull, a deep cellular exhaustion that sleep barely touches. This is one of the most important signals to listen to. You're not being lazy. Your operating system is being defragmented and upgraded to a new version of reality. Your entire bioenergetic circuitry is being rewired to handle a higher voltage of light and information. This process takes a huge amount of physical and subtle energy. To fight this fatigue, to push through it with caffeine and willpower, is to actively resist your own evolution. It can short-circuit the whole process. When this deep fatigue hits, you have to surrender to it. If you can take a nap, lie down for 20 minutes. At the very least, stop what you're doing, close your eyes, and consciously give your body permission to integrate the new codes. This is sacred downtime, not a failure of productivity. When you gossip, you're not just talking about someone, you're casting a low-grade curse. You're weaving a vibrational net of judgment, condemnation, or ridicule and throwing it out there. But here's the key spiritual law that's amplified within the portal, the karmic boomerang. Any energy you send out comes back to you. But during this window, it doesn't come back on a slow, meandering path. It comes back instantly and with magnified force. Your diet will also be critical. You might have strange cravings or a complete loss of appetite. Listen, your body knows exactly what minerals, what nutrients, what vibrational foods it needs to make this shift happen. You'll probably crave clean light, high vibrational foods, fruits, vegetables, pure water. You might suddenly hate dense, processed, or heavy foods. This is your body saying, "Don't clog my systems while I'm going through this delicate procedure." Hydration is key. Water is a liquid crystal, a conductor of energy and information. Drinking lots of pure filtered water will help flush out the detoxifying energies and let the new light codes be distributed throughout your cells more efficiently. To ignore your body now is to miss the whole point of the upgrade. You'll be a soul with a new mission, but stuck in an old vehicle that can't handle the new terrain. Honor your body as the sacred temple it is, and it'll carry you through this portal with grace. As you commit to honoring your physical vessel through this big shift, take a moment to affirm this deep connection. On the other hand, you might experience sudden bursts of wired electric energy, especially late at night. This is the influx of new energy before it's been fully integrated. Don't try to force yourself to sleep. Use this energy constructively for creative activities, journaling, or meditation. Now we'll move from the physical vessel to the energy you project from it. This brings us to a protocol that's super important within this hyper-manifestation portal. Avoidance protocol number 4. You absolutely must avoid engaging in gossip, slander, or speaking ill of others. The ancient mystics taught that speech is a form of magic, that words are spells, which is where we get the word spelling from. This isn't just a metaphor. Your words are vibrational formulas that are constantly shaping the quantum field around you. Every word you say is a command sent out to the universe, an energetic packet of intention that's trying to create a matching reality. In our dense 3D world, the power of our words to manifest is often slow and watered down. But inside this moon portal, from October 16th to the 19th, that's not the case. The thinning veil means your throat chakra has become a powerful wand of instant manifestation. The words you speak don't just fade into the air. They solidify into energetic structures with incredible speed. To use this amplified power to speak negatively about another soul is one of the most self-destructive things you can do during this time. When you gossip, you're not just talking about someone, you're casting a low-grade curse. You're weaving a vibrational net of judgment, condemnation, or ridicule and throwing it out there. But here's the key spiritual law that's amplified within the portal, the karmic boomerang. Any energy you send out comes back to you. But during this window, it doesn't come back on a slow, meandering path. It comes back instantly and with magnified force. To judge another person for their flaws is to call that same judgment down on your own hidden shadows. To talk about another's lack is to program your own reality for scarcity. To condemn another's actions is to anchor your own energy field into the very frequency of condemnation, attracting situations and people who will condemn you. Beyond the immediate karmic blowback, there's a deeper, more subtle energetic consequence. When you focus your energy and voice on the perceived shortcomings of another, you create a low vibrational energetic tether between your aura and theirs. You're literally plugging yourself into their drama, their pain, their chaotic frequency. You're voluntarily contaminating your sacred sovereign space with their unprocessed energy. Think of it this way: you've spent so much time and energy clearing your energy, raising your vibration, and getting ready for this ascension event. Engaging in gossip is like cleaning your house thoroughly and then inviting a stranger in to dump their garbage all over your living room floor. It doesn't make any sense. The portal will tempt you. The heightened emotional energies will cause many people to act out, to make mistakes, to show their shadow sides. The temptation to comment, to judge, to talk about it with others will be huge. You'll feel a self-righteous urge to point out their failings. You have to see this urge for what it is, a test from the universe. It's a test of your mastery. Can you hold a frequency of compassion even when faced with imperfection? Can you keep your own energetic sovereignty instead of getting drawn into the collective drama? Can you be a silent lighthouse, holding your light steady, rather than a clanging alarm bell, pointing out all the ships that are going astray? The Master understands that every soul is on its own unique journey, fighting battles you know nothing about. To speak ill of them is to desecrate their sacred path, and in doing so, desecrate your own. So for these 72 hours, I want you to make a vow of impeccable speech. Before words leave your lips, pass them through 3 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? If the answer to any of these is no, then silence is the most powerful and sacred response. If you find yourself thinking a negative thought about someone, consciously stop it and in its place, silently send them a blessing. Say, I send you love. I send you healing. I wish you peace on your journey. This simple act of transmutation will protect your field, raise your frequency, and show the cosmos that you're ready to wield the power of creation with the wisdom and responsibility it requires. This next protocol is maybe the most subtle and the most profound, as it deals with the ghosts of your own past. Avoidance Protocol number 5. You absolutely must avoid resisting the purge of old memories, emotions, and past life echoes. This moon portal is at its core a deep, spiritual, and energetic detoxification. It's a cosmic cleanse designed to help you shed lifetimes of dense, heavy baggage that you can no longer carry into the higher dimensions. To make this happen, the portal's energy will act like a powerful magnet, pulling up fragments of your past from the deepest parts of your subconscious and your soul's Akashic record. You'll suddenly find yourself ambushed by memories you haven't thought of in years, a vivid memory of a childhood trauma, the sharp, aching pain of a past heartbreak, a cringe-worthy memory of a mistake you made a decade ago. Overwhelming feelings of regret, shame, guilt, or grief may surface with a startling intensity, seemingly for no reason. It's crucial that you understand what's happening here. These memories and emotions aren't resurfacing to haunt you or to punish you. They're not coming back to be relived. They're coming back to be released. They're the final echoes of a timeline that's now dissolving. The universe is bringing these energetic data packets to the surface of your consciousness for one final review, asking you a simple question. Are you truly finished with this energy? Are you ready to let it go? For good? Your response to this question determines whether you ascend with the portal's current or get dragged back by the undertow of your own past. The temptation, the conditioned human response, will be to resist. When a painful memory comes up, the ego's first instinct is to shove it back down, to distract yourself, to numb it with entertainment, food, or work. The ego is terrified of feeling these old pains again. But to resist this purge is like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a while, but it takes a lot of energy. And the moment you lose focus, the ball will shoot to the surface with even more force, probably hitting you in the face. Resisting the emotional cleanse creates a lot of internal pressure. It shows up as anxiety, tension in your neck and jaw, debilitating headaches, and a deep feeling of being stuck or blocked. You're fighting against your own liberation. So what's the alternative? You have to learn the sacred art of non-resistant release. When a memory or an old painful emotion surfaces, you're not supposed to push it away, but you're also not supposed to dwell on it. Dwelling on it means getting lost. On the other hand, you might experience sudden bursts of wired electric energy, especially late at night. This is the influx of new energy before it's been fully integrated. Don't try to force yourself to sleep. Use this energy constructively for creative activities, journaling, or meditation. He did this to me. I shouldn't have done that. My life would be so different if only. That's just reliving it, which only re-energizes the old pattern and anchors it more deeply into your energetic field. Instead, your mission is to become the compassionate, neutral observer of the energy itself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and patience a loving parent would show a crying child. When the emotion linked to that old memory surfaces in your chest, your throat, your stomach, your role is simply to feel it. Feel it as a pure sensation, divorced from the story attached to it. Breathe into it. Place your hand on your heart and say, "It's okay. I am safe. I am allowing this old energy to move through me and be released." Now, scientists have discovered that the actual chemical lifespan of an emotion in the body, if it isn't re-triggered by thought, is only about 90 seconds. You can handle 90 seconds right. Breathe through it. Feel it fully and allow it to dissolve. You can cry, you can shake, you can scream into a pillow. All of these are healthy forms of energetic release. Thank the memory for the lesson it taught you, for the strength it helped you build, and then consciously, with clear intention, let it go. Visualize it dissolving into light, its purpose fulfilled. Resisting this process is like choosing to carry heavy, outdated baggage onto a new, high-speed train. It will only slow you down and guarantee that you miss the incredible destination that awaits you on the other side of this powerful, purifying gateway. If you are truly ready to release the past that has been holding you back, to let go of those old stories, and to step onto your highest timeline, then declare it right now in the comments. Type "I release" and "I ascend 1111" as a sacred contract with yourself and the universe. This is your moment of liberation. But be aware, this isn't for everyone. It's for the chosen ones who are ready and willing to change their reality. I've released a deep briefing for members only called Warning All Chosen Ones. Watch this before the new moon on October 21st, 2025. This will change everything. In that video, I reveal the exact activations and protections you absolutely must undertake. Click the link in the description below or the pinned comment and watch it before this potent energy fully lands. If you skip this crucial window, you might never get this same opportunity for an upgrade. This is not about spiritual bypassing or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about understanding the raw physics of creation within this unique, energetic window. You are the programmer of your reality, and your thoughts are the code. You simply cannot afford a single line of corrupted code right now. This also extends to the media you are choosing to consume. Avoid watching horror movies, violent thrillers, or dystopian dramas during this portal. These conscious acts of avoidance are actually acts of profound spiritual mastery. They represent the foundational clearing that prepares the fertile soil of your soul for what is yet to come. But now we must address the power that this freshly tilled ground makes available to you. The protocols moving forward are not just about avoidance anymore. They are about the conscious and responsible wielding of immense creative power. For inside this etheric sieve, this moon portal spanning from October 16th to the 19th, you are not merely a passenger weathering a storm. You have been handed the helm of creation itself. These conscious acts of avoidance are actually acts of profound spiritual mastery. They represent the foundational clearing that prepares the fertile soil of your soul for what is yet to come. So prepare yourself. We are now entering the domain of the gods, the realm of pure creation. And the next protocol is arguably the most vital for shaping the world that will greet you on the other side of this gateway. Avoidance Protocol number 6. You must avoid careless and unconscious manifestation. Please read those words again. Let them sink into the very marrow of your bones. Of all the warnings I will give you, this one carries the most immediate and tangible consequences. We have talked about how thin the veil is, how the buffer between thought and form has all but vanished. Now you must grasp the full implications of this powerful truth. Your mind right now is functioning as a broadcasting tower of unimaginable power. Every single thought, no matter how fleeting or seemingly trivial, is being received by the quantum field as a direct order. Every daydream, every worry, every idle what-if scenario is an energetic blueprint that the universe is now rushing to build in physical form. During normal times, the monkey mind, that incessant, chattering internal monologue of fears, doubts, and random anxieties, is mostly just background noise. Its manifestations are slow, weak, and require significant reinforcement to truly take hold. But inside this potent portal, your monkey mind has been handed a divine megaphone and a magic wand. Its careless whispers become creative roars. This is the great paradox and the inherent danger of this energetic portal. You are being gifted with the powers of a master manifester, but you still possess the untrained mind of a human. To let your mind run on its default, unobserved programming during these next 3 or maybe 4 days is the equivalent of letting a toddler loose in the control room of a nuclear power plant. The potential for disaster is astronomical. Consider the common human habit of worrying. We often think of worry as a passive state, a simple, emotional reaction to uncertainty. It is definitely not. Worry is an active, creative process. It is the act of using your divine imagination to meticulously craft a detailed vision of a future you absolutely do not want. You visualize the argument. You feel the pain of the loss. You rehearse the conversation of failure. In effect, you are actually praying for what you fear. And inside this portal, that prayer will be answered with terrifying speed and accuracy. That "what if I lose my job" thought is not just a passing thought. It is an energetic instruction being directly sent to the universal matrix. That flash of fear about a relationship ending is a seed you have just planted in the fertile, superconductive soil of this portal. You absolutely must become a vigilant, almost militant guardian at the gate of your own mind. You must monitor your internal landscape with the focused intensity of a Zen master. This requires a level of mindfulness that you may have never practiced before, but trust me, it is not optional during this time. When you catch a negative thought form beginning to arise, a flicker of fear, a pang of jealousy, a narrative of lack, you must intercept it instantly. Do not fight it, because what you resist only persists. Simply see it, acknowledge it, and consciously choose to withdraw your energy from it. A powerful technique is to use a pattern interrupt command. As soon as you catch the negative thought, say silently or aloud, cancel, clear, delete, and then immediately and deliberately replace it with the opposite positive vision. If the thought, "I'll never be able to afford," that pops into your head, you must immediately cancel it and replace it with the affirmation, "I am a magnet for abundance, and all my needs are met with ease and grace." You must then take a moment to truly feel the emotional frequency of that positive state. This is not about spiritual bypassing or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about understanding the raw physics of creation within this unique, energetic window. You are the programmer of your reality, and your thoughts are the code. You simply cannot afford a single line of corrupted code right now. This also extends to the media you are choosing to consume. Avoid watching horror movies, violent thrillers, or dystopian dramas during this portal. Your subconscious mind simply cannot differentiate between a real threat and a vividly imagined one. When you immerse yourself in fictional worlds of fear and survival, you are marinating your energetic field in those very frequencies, and your subconscious mind will naturally begin to draw those exact scenarios into your life's orbit. You are a creator god in training, and this portal is in essence your final exam. Do not unconsciously build the reality of your nightmares when the reality of your wildest dreams is equally available and patiently waiting for your command. I feel the immense weight and responsibility of this truth settling upon you. I know that this level of mental discipline is a monumental task, but you would not be hearing this message if you were not fully capable of achieving it. The universe has been preparing you for this very moment. To solidify this sacred commitment to your own creative power, I want you to go to the comments right now and declare your sovereignty. Type "I am a conscious creator" 333 to lock this intention into your very being and into the universal grid. This is your official declaration of mastery. This leads us to a fascinating paradox, a higher-level spiritual law that you must now integrate. You possess this immense power to create, and yet you must simultaneously learn the art of profound surrender. This brings us to our next critical protocol, avoidance protocol number 7. You must avoid forcing outcomes or attempting to control the divine timing of events. This might seem counterintuitive, I realize. I have just spent a great deal of time impressing upon you your godlike creative abilities, and now I'm telling you to surrender. Welcome to the beautiful paradox of 5D reality. When you catch a negative thought form beginning to arise, a flicker of fear, a pang of jealousy, a narrative of lack, you must intercept it instantly. Do not fight it, because what you resist only persists. Simply see it, acknowledge it, and consciously choose to withdraw your energy from it. A powerful technique is to use a pattern interrupt command. This is urgent. Do not skip this. Watch the members-only briefing, warning all chosen ones. Watch this before the new moon on October 21st, 2025. This will change everything. I reveal the specific activations and protections you must perform before the spiritual energy shifts. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. This window won't wait for anyone. In the old 3D paradigm, manifestation was often taught as a process of hustle of force, of relentless action. It was all about bending reality to your will. This is the energy of the warrior, the conqueror. It's a very masculine, linear, and often exhausting approach to life. Inside this moon portal, however, you are operating under a completely new set of physical and metaphysical laws. The energy now is feminine, receptive, and multidimensional. This is urgent. Do not skip this. Watch the members-only briefing warning all chosen ones. Watch this before the new moon on October 21st, 2025. This will change everything. I reveal the specific activations and protections you must perform before the spiritual energy shifts. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment now. This window won't wait for anyone. Think of it this way: you have planted a seed of intention in the portal's fertile soil. Let's say that your intention is to manifest a new, soul-aligned career. You've done the inner work. You've cleared your limiting beliefs. You've affirmed your worthiness, and you've vividly visualized the joyful outcome. Now the 3D ego mind jumps in, and it starts panicking about the how. It says, I must send out 50 resumes a day. I must network with these specific people. It absolutely has to happen by the end of the month, or it's a complete failure. This is force. This is control. This is the equivalent of digging up the seed every few hours to see if it's growing. You are not accelerating the process at all. You are actually destroying it with your anxiety and lack of trust in the universe. The portal's energy is infinitely more intelligent than your conscious mind could ever be. It is actively rearranging reality on a quantum level, orchestrating synchronicities and opening pathways that your limited human perspective cannot possibly conceive of. Your perfect career might be destined to arrive through a chance conversation with a complete stranger, a sudden creative idea that blossoms into a successful business, or an unexpected offer from a direction you never even considered. By trying to force your own narrow linear plan, you are essentially telling the universe, no thank you for your infinite wisdom and magical solutions. I'd much rather stick with my own tiny limited plan that is solely based on my past experiences and fears. You are essentially cutting yourself off from the magic. The sacred practice during this powerful portal is one of intention and release. You state your desire clearly, powerfully, and with deep feeling just once. You offer it up to the portal, to the universe, to God, whatever resonates with you. And then you let it go completely. You surrender the how, the when, the where, and the who. Your only job after stating your intention is to consistently maintain the feeling state of its fulfillment. You must live and breathe and move through your life as if your prayer has already been answered. You must embody the frequency of gratitude, of joy, of peace, and of abundance. This, without any external evidence, is the key that unlocks 5D manifestation. It is a radical trust that what is truly yours is already on its way to you via the most magical, miraculous, and divinely orchestrated path. So set your intentions, but then open your hands and let the universe do its magnificent work. Do not push the river. It flows perfectly by itself. Your attempts to control will only lead to frustration and painful delays. Your surrender will lead to miracles that will leave you absolutely breathless. We are now approaching the final and perhaps most grounding protocol of all. All of this powerful energy, the purges, the activations, the immense influx of light codes, the very pressure of conscious creation, can be incredibly disorienting. It can easily make you feel unmoored, spaced out, and disconnected from your own life. Without a reliable way to consciously anchor these celestial energies into the terrestrial plane, into the very body of Mother Earth, you risk a spiritual short circuit. The power will simply be too great for your delicate system to effectively handle. This brings us to the protocol that effectively holds all the others together. The very foundation upon which this entire temple of transformation is built. Avoidance protocol number 8. You must avoid neglecting sacred ritual and daily grounding practices. Please do not mistake this for a trivial or optional step. In the face of these monumental cosmic energies, neglecting your spiritual grounding is a lot like attempting to fly a kite in a hurricane without firmly holding onto the string. You will not only lose the kite entirely, but you also risk being pulled right off your feet and swept away completely. Ritual and grounding are not quaint spiritual hobbies for your free time. They are essential, non-negotiable technologies for effective energetic management. They are the lightning rods that allow the immense celestial charge of this portal to safely flow through you and directly into the earth, rather than getting hopelessly stuck in your system where it will manifest as debilitating anxiety, panic attacks, vertigo, confusion, and complete emotional overwhelm. The light codes and DNA activations that are currently pouring in need a safe place to land. They need to be fully integrated into your physical and energetic structure in a stable and coherent way. Grounding is precisely that integration process. It is the conscious act of intentionally connecting your own electromagnetic field with the much larger, more stable electromagnetic field of Gaia, our beloved Mother Earth. This deep connection is your anchor, your stabilizer, and your sanity saver in the midst of this intense cosmic swirl. To simply float through these next few days completely ungrounded is to intentionally invite energetic chaos into your life. It is akin to leaving the front door of your psychic home wide open to any and all stray energies, entities, and influences that are currently being churned up in the collective consciousness. You essentially become a ship without a rudder, completely at the mercy of every passing wave. The practice of grounding, of engaging in sacred ritual, is you consciously taking your place as the sovereign captain of your vessel, deliberately and consciously anchoring yourself to the deep, unshakable heart of the earth, ensuring that no matter how fiercely the winds of change may blow, you will not be broken, you will not be lost. You will firmly hold your center, because your center is directly connected to the very center of all that is. We will soon discuss the specific rituals that will serve you best during this potent time. The sacred technologies that will quickly become your most trusted allies. But first, you must understand on a soul level that to skip this vital step is to gamble with your very well-being and your emotional stability. Before we construct the final foundational pillar of our energetic temple, the sacred art of grounding, it is absolutely imperative that we address a few subtle yet profoundly disorienting phenomena that will almost certainly arise as a direct result of your diligent adherence to the previous protocols. As you successfully clear your energetic field, master your creative mind, and surrender to the divine flow, you do not simply become an empty vessel. Instead, you become a highly resonant, exquisitely tuned cosmic receiver. The universe will begin to communicate with you through entirely new channels. Channels that were previously jammed by the static of 3D density. Understanding these new modes of perception is absolutely critical at this time, for if they are misinterpreted, they can easily lead to confusion and fear, potentially pulling you right out of the very state of mastery you have worked so hard to achieve. First, you must pay extraordinary attention to your dreamscape. During this powerful portal window from October 16th to the 19th, your sleeping state will become the primary classroom for your soul's deep integration. Your conscious mind, with its ever-present ego and its rigid logic, is now being asked to take a back seat. It is in the boundless realm of dreams, where the ego's defenses are naturally lowered, that the most potent light codes and DNA activations will be directly delivered and skillfully processed. Be prepared for your dreams to become hyper-vivid, multisensory, and intensely symbolic. You may even experience what are commonly known as visitation dreams, where benevolent guides, beloved ancestors, or members of your star family make contact to offer you valuable guidance, much-needed reassurance, or specific energetic attunements tailored to your unique situation. Do not dismiss these dreams as mere fantasy or random nonsense. They are as real and as valid as any waking interaction you have. You may also have prophetic dreams, which offer you encouraging glimpses of your highest timeline, showing you the potential futures that your conscious choices are now making possible for you. These are definitely not meant to be rigid predictions of the future, but rather encouraging signposts lovingly sent from your higher self, confirming that you are absolutely on the right path in your life. Most importantly, you will likely experience powerful purge dreams. These are dreams where you vividly re-experience old, unresolved scenarios from your past, but this time you consciously react differently. You might finally stand up to a childhood bully, courageously speak your authentic truth in a past relationship, or peacefully find a positive resolution to a long-ago traumatic event. As soon as you catch the negative thought, say silently or aloud, cancel, clear, delete, and then immediately and deliberately replace it with the opposite positive vision. If the thought "I'll never be able to afford" that pops into your head, you must immediately cancel it and replace it with the affirmation "I am a magnet for abundance and all my needs are met with ease and grace." You must then take a moment to truly feel the emotional frequency of that positive state. The critical instruction here is this: keep a dedicated journal and a pen right by your bed. The moment you wake up, before you even move a muscle, immediately write down everything you can possibly remember about the dream. All the potent symbols, the strong feelings, the vivid colors, the words that were spoken during the dream. This is your subconscious mind actively rewriting old karmic scripts, literally rewriting the past in order to heal the present. When you wake from such a dream, you may very well feel an emotional residue lingering, but you will also feel remarkably lighter overall, as if a great weight has been permanently lifted from your shoulders. The dream has done the powerful work of release for you on a very deep cellular level. Your dream journal will quickly become your most sacred text during this intense transit, a direct line of communication with the divine intelligence that is lovingly guiding your continued evolution. Secondly, you absolutely must understand the advanced test of sacred neutrality. The energy of this portal will definitely not be a steady, gentle hum. It will likely manifest as extreme waves of polarity. You will probably experience intense moments of sublime, ecstatic bliss, a profound sense of oneness with the universe that is so overwhelming it literally brings you to tears. In these precious moments, you will feel the full, unbridled joy of your true 5D self. Conversely, you will also likely be plunged into moments of deep, seemingly bottomless sorrow or profound emptiness as the very final dregs of old timelines are purged from your system. The great spiritual trap here, even for the most advanced soul, is one of harmful attachment. We are all consciously conditioned to chase the highs and actively resist the lows. The ego will desperately want to cling to the moments of incredible bliss, fearing that they will inevitably end, and it will equally recoil in sheer terror from the moments of painful emptiness, mistakenly believing that something has gone horribly wrong. Both of these very common reactions are actually a form of resistance that immediately pulls you out of your center and throws you completely off balance. The true test of spiritual mastery is to consciously reside in the zero-point field that exists between these strong polarities. It is to experience the ecstatic joy with genuine gratitude, but without any expectation or attachment, and to allow the wave of intense sorrow to simply pass right through you with compassion, but without ever fully identifying with it. You are, in essence, the calm, silent sky. And these powerful feelings are merely weather patterns, temporarily passing through. Sacred neutrality is the deep understanding that both the moments of intense bliss and the dark void are both an integral part of the same divine process. One is the influx of the new, and the other is the natural release of the old. To favor one over the other is to misunderstand the very mechanics of spiritual rebirth. Your true power lies not in simply feeling good all the time, but in your unwavering ability to remain the unshakable, loving witness to absolutely all of it. This is the elusive peace that ultimately surpasses all human understanding. And it is the foundational frequency of a truly evolved 5D consciousness. And so, we finally arrive at the final protocol, the master key that firmly locks all the other protocols into place, the very foundation of your spiritual and physical survival through this intense cosmic crucible. The potent energies we are discussing are not gentle ethereal whispers. They are, in effect, a galactic high-voltage current being directly plugged into your very being. Without a proper grounding wire in place, this immense current will most certainly overwhelm your circuitry, inevitably leading to a complete system overload. This is precisely why avoidance protocol number 8. You absolutely must avoid neglecting sacred ritual and consistent daily grounding practices is the most tangibly critical instruction I can possibly give you. To consciously move through these next 3 or possibly 4 days without a disciplined daily grounding practice is to intentionally invite chaos into your life. You will feel scattered, intensely anxious, deeply dizzy, and emotionally volatile. You will be a psychic sponge, unknowingly soaking up the collective fear and panic without having any effective mechanism to reliably release it. The immense light codes that are so lovingly pouring in, codes which are fully meant to be your personal upgrade, will instead feel like a relentless psychic pressure, a constant static that scrambles your thoughts and frays your very nerves. Grounding is the sacred technology that skillfully transforms this potentially destructive force into a constructive and fully integrated power within you. It is the simple art of consciously connecting your own energetic field to the vast, stable, and immensely loving electromagnetic field of Mother Earth, of Gaia. She is in essence your reliable anchor in this intense celestial storm. Her unwavering frequency is the one constant you can confidently hold on to when everything else feels like it is dissolving into pure quantum flux. Neglecting this vital connection is not a simple spiritual oversight. It is actually an act of profound self-abandonment at the very moment you desperately need yourself the most. So what does this grounding actually look like in practice? It definitely doesn't need to be complicated, but it absolutely must be consistent. The first and most powerful technology is your own incredible body. I implore you to consciously set aside at least 10 to 15 minutes each day of this powerful portal, preferably both in the morning to intentionally set your energetic field for the day, and again in the evening to skillfully cleanse it of any negativity you've unknowingly accumulated. You simply must place your bare feet directly upon the earth. This is absolutely not a quaint New Age suggestion. It is a profound act of essential bioenergetic exchange. Stand on grass, on dirt, on sand, or even on solid rock. As you stand, close your eyes and intentionally visualize strong roots growing directly from the soles of your feet, plunging deep, deep down into the loving heart of the planet. Feel the gentle pull of gravity as a loving embrace, not as an unwanted burden. Through these powerful roots, consciously release all of the chaotic energy you have inadvertently accumulated, the intense anxiety, the pervasive fear, the accumulated psychic debris from other people. Release the emotional baggage you're carrying by giving it all to Gia. She's like a wizard with energy able to transform those heavy vibes without even breaking a sweat. Then, start pulling up the Earth's energy. Imagine a beautiful, calming emerald green or golden light flowing up through your roots, into your feet, up your legs, and filling every single cell in your body. This is the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural heartbeat at 7.83 Hertz. It's the most healing, stabilizing, and harmonizing frequency we have access to. Just doing this simple thing can reset your whole nervous system, clean up your aura, and put a powerful shield of stability around you that will stick with you for hours. Water is another amazing ally. Our bodies are mostly water, and water can be programmed with intention, like a liquid crystal. Plus, it's a fantastic energy conductor. During each day of this portal, you need to do a sacred water ritual. It can be a bath or even a shower, but you've got to do it with conscious intention. If you take a bath, add Epsom salts or pink Himalayan salt. Salt has a crystalline structure that wipes out and clears negative energy from your aura. As you soak, say your intention out loud. I call on the spirit of water and the spirit of salt to cleanse my field of all energies that aren't in line with my highest good and my sovereign self. Picture the water soaking up all the psychic grime, all the heavy emotions, all the energy cords that might have attached to you during the day. When you drain the tub, imagine all of it swirling away down the drain to be purified by the earth. If you're taking a shower, that works just as well. As the water pours over, you imagine it's a waterfall of pure, crystalline, liquid light. See it washing not just your skin, but going right through your body, cleaning your organs, your bones, your very cells, and carrying away all the density and disharmony down the drain. This isn't just getting clean, it's a daily spiritual baptism, resetting your energy field back to its perfect divine blueprint. Your breath is the bridge between worlds, the tool that connects your spirit to your body. During these days, you've got to become a conscious breather. When you feel a wave of anxiety or overwhelm coming on, don't get lost in it. Immediately ground yourself with your breath. A simple, powerful technique is to breathe in deeply for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6, and hold for a count of 2. Just keep repeating that cycle. It's not just a relaxation trick, it's telling your autonomic nervous system that you're safe, that you're in control, that you're the master of your own inner state. As you breathe, fill it with intention. Breathe in pure, golden source light. Breathe out everything that's no longer serving you. This constant, conscious return to your breath is your portable sanctuary, your ever-present anchor to the calm center of your being, the eye of the storm. Finally, writing is a really powerful way to ground yourself. The chaotic, swirling energies in your head need somewhere to go. Journaling during this portal is like taking that chaos and putting it on paper, getting it out of your energy field. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just let the pen move. This energy dump creates space in your mind, making room for more clarity and peace. Combine all these practices. Start your day by connecting with the earth. Cleanse with a shower. Use your breath as an anchor throughout the day, and journal before you go to sleep. This is your sacred, non-negotiable routine. This is how you build a vessel strong enough to hold the divine light of a new world. This is your framework for mastery. This is your survival guide. This is your initiation. To consciously choose this path of grounded awareness is to declare you're ready for a new reality. Affirm this commitment with me now. In the comments type, "I am grounded and centered 888" to solidify this promise to yourself and to anchor your energy deep into the loving heart of Mother Earth. And so, we've walked the path of the 8 sacred avoidances. Let's zoom out now and see the beautiful, intricate tapestry we've created. This isn't just a list of restrictive rules, it's a sacred framework for ascension. It's a conscious choreography for a divine dance with the cosmos. Notice how each protocol supports the others by avoiding rash decisions. 1. You create the emotional stability needed to avoid careless manifestation. 6. By curating your energetic environment. 2. You make it easier to maintain your own impeccable speech. 4. By honoring your physical body. 3. You become a clearer channel for releasing old trauma. 5. And a more effective vessel for grounding the new energies. 8. And by surrendering control. 7. You allow the universe to deliver the manifestations you consciously created. 6. In ways more magical than you could ever have planned. This is a holistic system for spiritual sovereignty. It's the final exam of the age of Pisces and the entrance ceremony into the age of Aquarius. You're being tested on every level, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. You're being asked to prove that you can hold a high frequency of love, compassion, and conscious awareness, even when there's a collective storm of fear and chaos happening. You're being asked to show that you can wield the power of a god with the humility and wisdom of a master. And what's the reward for passing this profound initiation? What awaits you on the other side on the morning of October 20th and beyond? It's a reality so fundamentally different from the one you've known that it will feel like you've been reborn into a new world, because you have. For those who navigate this portal with conscious awareness, the world will suddenly seem brighter, clearer, more vibrant. A sense of deep peace and inner knowing will settle over you, a quiet confidence that everything is and will be perfectly okay. The constant low-grade anxiety that's been the background noise of 3D existence will simply disappear, replaced by a deep current of trust and flow. Synchronicities will no longer be rare and surprising. They'll become the very language of your daily life, guiding you effortlessly from one perfect moment to the next. Opportunities that you've been striving for will suddenly land in your lap, seemingly out of nowhere. The right people, the perfect resources, the soul-aligned connections will be drawn to you as if by magnetism, because you're now a clear, coherent, vibrational match for your highest timeline. The karmic loops, the repeating patterns of struggle and suffering that have plagued you for lifetimes, will be decisively severed. You'll look back at your old self, your old problems, your old limitations, and you'll barely recognize them. It'll feel like watching a movie about someone else's life. This is the promise. This is the payoff. A life of grace, ease, abundance, and purpose, lived in the full embodied knowing of your own divine nature. But for those who ignore the warnings, who choose to remain asleep and reactive during this critical window, the experience will be starkly different. They'll emerge on the other side, feeling more confused, more anxious, more exhausted than ever before. They'll find themselves stuck even more deeply in their old patterns. Their reality, reflecting the chaotic and fearful energy they chose to embody during the portal. They'll have unconsciously used this immense creative power to build a stronger cage for themselves. Instead, you become a highly resonant, exquisitely tuned cosmic receiver. The universe will begin to communicate with you through entirely new channels that were previously jammed by the static of 3D density. Understanding these new modes of perception is absolutely critical at this time, for if they are misinterpreted, they can easily lead to confusion and fear, potentially pulling you right out of the very state of mastery you have worked so hard to achieve. Synchronicities will no longer be rare and surprising. They'll become the very language of your daily life, guiding you effortlessly from one perfect moment to the next. Opportunities that you've been striving for will suddenly land in your lap seemingly out of nowhere. The right people, the perfect resources, the soul-aligned connections will be drawn to you as if by magnetism, because you're now a clear, coherent, vibrational match for your highest timeline. This isn't a warning to incite fear, it's a final briefing to activate your power. You're not a victim of these cosmic energies. You're a master in training, being asked to finally claim your inheritance. You're a lighthouse, and your only job for the next 3 to 4 days is to tend to your own light with unwavering devotion. Don't worry about saving the world. By saving yourself, by holding your center, by maintaining a frequency of peace and love, you become an anchor of the new 5D grid for the entire planet. Your quiet mastery is the most profound act of service you can offer to humanity right now. If this message has found you, if it has resonated in the deepest chambers of your heart, know that it was a divine appointment. It wasn't an accident. Share this sacred knowledge with any other soul you know who is awakening. Anyone who you feel is ready to hear this call to mastery. This isn't about gatekeeping information. It's about spreading the light. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join this community of light warriors and conscious creators. This message is your opportunity, your sacred invitation to choose consciously, to choose light, to choose mastery, to choose liberation. The time is now. The final preparations are complete. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and you have the inner strength. You were born for this moment. Your entire soul's journey has been leading you to this precise intersection of time and space. Remember who you are. Remember your power. Remember your purpose. The portal is opening. The final wave is here. Don't miss it. Don't fear it. Walk through it with the courage and grace of the divine being that you are. The choice, as always, is yours.